If you're interested in looking up conversations with musicians from the Arab world who are sort of changing the way we think about music from the Arab world, we've published a bunch of these conversations on the Quartertones podcast, which is on YouTube and on Instagram. We've published also stuff with El Serkal, so if you go to the Quoz Arts Fest Instagram account, you can see some of the conversations from last year with folks like Emil Mathlouthi, Omar Effendim. Who else did we do last year? Anyway, they're amazing. And a huge shout out to the Quoz Arts Fest team, like Khadija right here. Give it up for the Quoz Arts Fest team. Handing out bucket hats like they are gold coins. Okay. They're like Mansa Musa, just going around killing the currency. Okay. And the tech team, I want to play the first song to get started. So one of the favorite things about TootArd's is their breadth of styles. Thank you, DJ Hind.
Thank you.
Woo! So this is one of your songs.
السلام عليكم وعليكم السلام السلام للجميع والجميع والسلام السلام عليكم وعليكم السلام السلام للجميع والجميع والسلام السلام عليكم وعليكم السلام السلام للجميع والجميع والسلام السلام عليكم وعليكم السلام السلام للجميع والجميع والسلام
Okay, this is a great song to start with. First of all, peace and how are you guys doing?
Very good. Thank you.
شغال?
Check.
Yeah.
كثير منيح. Very good. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys got it? Okay. So when you hear that song, which I think is from 12 years ago or 11 years ago, Shihik, more, when you hear that type of stuff, are you like, who was this band? This doesn't sound like this at all.
Yeah. It feels a bit like that.
Yeah.
We changed a lot. Yeah. And it's just like I think a mark in time back then. It's like an old tattoo that you cannot get rid of.
The Golan Heights reggae tattoo.
Yeah.
It's interesting because I feel like that, even though it sounds kind of different, that playfulness is still part of the sort of the DNA of the group.
Mm-hmm.
How about you? Do you feel the same way?
Yeah, it feels old as as production wise, how we used to think like musically, but it still resonates like lately. I don't know. Even in the newer stuff we're trying to record now, there's a bit of coming back to the reggae sound, and it's still there in our music, somehow.
Can you guys hear okay? Yeah? Okay, amazing. So let's talk a little bit about the music that you guys were kind of obsessed with when you were younger, because I think it influences, I think we're all about the same age. So we grew up with music from the 80s and the 90s, sort of influencing the sort of ingredients that we have at the table. What music were you obsessed with when you guys were teenagers?
So we grew up in a musical house. So with my parents, everybody plays music. We were all doing like Arabic classical music. So Fairuz in the morning and Kulthum and all the classic stuff. We all play Arabic instruments and playing this all the time. And then, of course, being a teenager, having the first access to internet, and you start to look for Western music. So I think we listened to hip hop like Tupac. Yeah, we found
All Eyes on Me.
amazing.
Lot of people.
Yeah. We started when we got our first time our electric guitars and drums. We of course was so fun to just put distortion on the guitar and just push this loud stuff which sounded metal. So we played a bit of metal.
Did your parents say like, what did we do? They used to be playing maqamat and now they're playing.
Exactly. They preferred we play Arabic music, but at the same time they were open that we could experiment in our garage. So we were lucky to have all the instruments actually, both Western and Arabic instruments. Yeah.
How much of it's interesting the instrument question. How much of it is the actual tools influence the sound? Because like hello, we're going to play something that's like 80s synthy stuff. How much of your songs are inspired by the actual pedals or the tools or the actual things, like the actual effects?
I think a lot. But as I said, we're lucky. Our parents were very generous, buying all the instruments we could wish for. And even, for example, like when we were, I don't know, like teenagers, they bought us even like a recording studio equipment, very basic, like 2 sets of monitors, interface, and a microphone. So we basically were producing already our first studio, So I think this helps a lot, of course, in our developing and discovering things.
Amazing. Okay, let's play the second, buddy. Let's play the second one. Sorry, I'm making them do extra. Also throw it back.
على هاوية أنا مش موجود الوتر وشقفة خشبي عندي بارود بلا جنسية ولا عندي حدود وإذا تسألني بقلك بعزف على العود على هاوية أنا مش موجود الوتر وشقفة خشبي عندي بارود بلا جنسية ولا عندي حدود وإذا تسألني قلت لك بعزف على العود
Nice, guys. Give it up for that one. That's a... Okay, so does that feel more like who you guys are right now? Or still, come in, you're like, that's another tattoo that doesn't feel like us.
It's not, right?
I mean, it's a hard question because we keep coming back to we still love the quartertone guitar, for example.
Yeah.
We might use it again, so it's part of it, but yeah, it feels, again, for us, not updated in the making now.
Yeah, I can put it, for me, this sound is a book we were reading, but we didn't finish. We have to come back to finish that book. Exactly. You know what I mean?
It's a book that you started that you didn't finish.
Exactly, because the quartertone guitar, adding these frets on the guitar to play Arabic scales on it, bayati, uras, tuhek, is a whole sound by itself, and I feel like we could still dig deeper in that. But of course, later we got excited with synthesizers, so we dropped this a little bit. But we need to revisit it.
Yeah, so it's complete. It's like unfinished business.
Yeah.
Listening to it and seeing the crowd immediately get excited. Are you like, guys, wait, we'll get this. We'll get better. This will get better.
Exactly. Yeah.
What were you? Kemen, I want to go back to this idea. What were you listening to at the time, or thinking about at the time when you wrote, especially the lyrics?
I mean, the lyrics are all the time inspired by whatever we are feeling at these times.
Can you say the lyrics? Do you remember them?
على الهوية أنا مش موجود وتر وشقفة خشبي عندي بارود بلا جنسية ولا عندي حدود وإذا بتسألني بقلك بعزف على العود. And then laissez passer, which refers to the travel document we had in the Golan Heights. It's called laissez passer. And of course, it's very tough to travel with that. So we were struggling traveling. So that's why a lot of the lyrics talking about freedom of movement, just being a bird, flying everywhere. I just want to go everywhere. Stuff like that.
Yeah. The music that you guys make, I feel like is a magic trick. And it's definitely similar to reggae and rhyme music. Because it is political music, obviously. In some ways, there's like moments of almost like revolutionary music. But it's fun. Mm-hmm. And so everybody's dancing thinking it's just party music, which is a beautiful magic trick. Everybody's listening, oh, this is fun.
Yeah.
But it's obviously clearly about the situation that we're all living in. And in particular that your neighbors are living in. You and your neighbors are actually living in.
Yeah. Yeah, I think also we had a period of listening to reggae and Bob Marley, and for us this was a kind of a reference, how you can say, things about life, but in a good vibe. I think this was our way, in a way, that we adopted.
Uplifting music, always dancing music.
Yeah.
This is the way, yeah.
Yeah. Let's cover the thousands of dollars of equipment.
It's nice rain, though.
Huh?
Nice rain, not...
Yeah. The light rain gives my hair the wet look, but the DJ equipment does not need the wet look. Can we play the third one? I know that you guys are doing rain stuff, but let's see if this works. Ready? Okay, thank you so much. So let's talk about synths. Tell me what you guys are playing in that track or in that clip. What are the tools you're using? Who are you referencing? All that stuff.
Yeah. I think it was the BA600 Korg.
Yeah.
With the Quartertones also, and it was a big the sound of this album. Big step of this was the Korg, I think, also.
It's basically like a bit older version of the wedding keyboards that they use in Arabic music.
The classic wedding keyboard.
But not the updated, not what they use now. They are many versions. So we have the Korg BA600. It's, I don't know how old, but like a bit old. So that's why it sounds like a wedding in the 90s. You know what I mean? It's just a bit like not updated, the sound. But for us, this works very nice for this sculpting the sound of this album.
I want you to explain to me, so like somebody goes to one of these weddings and they just see a keyboardist playing keyboards, right? It seems to have all the white keys and all the black keys of a normal keyboard. Seems to have 88 keys. How is it a quartertone keyboard? Is there like a pedal? Is there a button? Or are there extra actual keys?
No, it's basically inside the system. You just go to the settings and you can tune these notes as you want. So basically we drop one note down and then it's a quartertone, which basically doesn't exist on a piano or a guitar. But with synthesizer, you can do that, like a fretless Arabic instrument. So it's super easy.
So it just applies a new mode to the keys?
It's a tuning system, yeah. And then you have Arabic scales, yeah.
So any synthesizer, in theory, as long as you can like fine-tune each tone, you could do it.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
Some analog stuff, maybe it's a bit harder. It doesn't have this option. So I used to use an extra box just for tuning, but it's possible. There's many ways to detune synthesizers. Yeah.
Did anyone, when you started writing this music, any of your musician friends be like, dude, this is so corny. We used to hate these wedding songs. We used to hate these.
Of course, yeah.
We had a bit of this, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially coming from a sound of the laissez-passer also.
Yeah.
The quartertone on guitar. Then it was a big change. Now we do it on synth, so...
I
For
think
some
when
of the
we
people, it
changed,
was weird, yeah.
Yeah, when we changed from the sound of electric guitars to synthesizers, we got messages from fans like, hey guys, nice new album, but it's not my thing. I used to like the,
Unfollow.
the rock band, yeah. So with each change we do in the albums, we lose some audience, but we gain others. So I think it doesn't matter. Like, you just do what you want. Yeah.
Do you guys ever disagree? Like, brothers disagree about everything, but do you guys ever disagree artistically or like sonically?
Yeah, but it will run for 10 minutes max, and then we come together again,
Nice.
Something like this.
Yeah, I think we're a good team. Yeah.
Amazing. Can I play another? Do you guys want to hear another song off that album? Okay, I'll play it off my phone because I think that might be the easiest thing.
جودك بعثرني للسما طيرني وضيعني مني بتمنى يا حلوي ضمك شي ضمك تشرح صدري جودك بعثرني للسما طيرني وضيعني مني بتمنى يا حلوي ضمك شي ضمك تشرح صدري شبكيني على شط البحر أو قرية ضفة نار بوسني على ضوء العصر أو بوسي بعد الفجر شبكيني على شط البحر أو قرية ضفة نار بوسني على ضوء العصر أو بوسي بعد
Okay. I have a question about this. So I was listening to an interview with Bruno Mars, and for some reason, you probably wouldn't imagine this, but Bruno Mars reminded me of you, because there was this interview, and he was saying that every single album of his, he's coming out with a new album, and every single album of his, he tries to go to a different decade and a completely different sound. Like there's this like 70s, there's like a doo-wop 1950s sound. He did this like 80s early hip hop energy on 24 Karat. He's done a bunch of things. And what he does, interestingly enough, is in the studio, he tells everyone you have to dress and act like that time. Nice. You have to change the way you dress. You have to change like even your personality. So when you were doing these like 1980s synth stuff, on the cover, you guys look like that, that record. But did you like change kind of your mindset in making it and know, okay, we kind of have to dress 1980s wedding band energy, or like change the way we act completely? Yeah. Or what we listen to on a day-to-day basis? No more Tupac?
Yeah, I think we do it more in what we listen to than the clothes, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's enough to just put a track from this era and you're transformed, you know? Listening to some of Yasser Rahbani old stuff, 70s, 80s, brings you immediately there. So I think for me, just to get that feeling is, yeah, the easiest to hear something. But we don't necessarily do anything, yeah, maybe just for the album cover.
Yeah. Who are the greats of this sound that you love the most? That sort of synthy Arabic.
It's a hard question.
Yeah, like
there are many people.
Like Sha'bi, synthy Arabic from the 90s.
Yeah, because it started much earlier. I mean, the earlier stuff would be Majdal Husseini, you know, playing with Abdul Halim.
Yeah.
This is very early stuff, old organ, Arabic style. Of course, Yasser Rahbani and Hasan and Rami also, Lebanon, was doing lots of this. They called it belly dance disco, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and then came a little bit more easy equipment to deal with because Korg and Roland and these companies started to make it more easy to quartertone. And I think from 90s and up, start this more shabby. It becomes more popular to have these keyboards, and they were in the weddings already.
Yeah. So, anyone else that he missed that you can think of?
No, same. But for the shabby sound, maybe then we listened a lot of, you know, Debki, Daour from Syria, and these kind of guys. Crazy keyboard shabby stuff.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Let's listen to the last track, guys, if you don't mind. This is a completely different vibe, which shows your versatility. This is a song with Lynn Adib, one of our favorite singers, afikra.
ضلك دور يا قمر لحد النيل ضو بعتم الليل بيحسسنا بالأمان طفينا أضواء البيت نمنا على المخدة ضو القمر عنا فات قلب بده يضل حدي طفينا أضواء البيت نمنا على المخدة ضو القمر عنا فات قلب بده يضل حدي دور ضل
Amazing. So beautiful. Tell us the story of that track.
Yeah, this track is it's just something once we wrote as a lullaby for kids to sleep, and really didn't fit into TootArd's, so it was on the side, just hanging out there with the other ideas. And then at some point, you know, it just got crazy, seeing so much footage everywhere and seeing like, you know, all the crazy stuff kids are having, and I don't know, it felt like it's time to put this out. And we just like were by chance in Paris, and we are friends with Lynn Adib. So I showed her the song, and she was like, would you like to sing it? She said, yes, come over to my place. We went there, and then her daughter, Sara, was also liking the song, and said, I also sing on it. So we just recorded in Sara's living room. It was very like, you know, spontaneous production, and we just put it out. And yeah, it was just at these times with the war in Gaza, and like, so yeah. Finally, it got on TootArd's, which doesn't fit the sound, but as always, we don't curate the sound so much. We just put whatever we feel like anytime. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so it's funny. Like we're listening to it, and I almost like forgot to tell them to stop playing it because of how mesmerizing it is. You know, it's again, it's you guys are like a magic trick. Like it's somehow in the same moments it's meant to put you to sleep, but at the same time you're like asking people to wake up and to say, can you pay attention to what is happening for
Nice, right?
you know, children are being murdered, there's a genocide. How are you not awake? How are you not watching this? Yeah.
It's very, I find it still very tough to, you know, react on everything's happening, and you know, and I don't know, but when you think of kids, it's just like there's nothing political about it, I think. It's just kids, you know. So I feel like this is another place where we feel like, you know.
Well, it is, as I've told you guys so many times, you're one of my favorite artists from the region. You guys are performing on the main stage at what time?
7:30.
7:30. It is an honor to have you guys here. I can't wait for the show.
Thank you.
People can find out more about TootArd's everywhere online. You can't see it, but TootArd. You can find them on everywhere you find things. Thanks, guys. This was so much
Thank
fun.
you, Mikey. Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone.
Shukran.
See you later.